We have not come here to propound anything or to say things that will lead to our whims or any caprice. We have come here, first of all, to listen to you and to listen to your questions that you have, and then we'll address them. We have had or seen or heard so many speculations in the media space, and we feel that it is necessary that we address some of these things. We want to first of all apologize to our team and loving supporters for the kind of display we see in the team now. It is not the wish of Asante Kotoko, the management, the coach, and the players to be given this kind of results. Things are not the way we wanted. This is not how we planned it. But there's one thing that we would respectfully want to request from the supporters, and that is their continual support to the team. Like I said, I repeat again, we apologize sincerely for the bad show. This is not what we planned for, and this is not what we plan to execute. We have matches ahead of us, and from the conversation that have gone on from Sunday to today, we believe that the coach will turn things around. And for now, we would want to listen to you, hear whatever questions you've had. If we have answers to them, we'll address them here. If we do not have the answers, I am sure we will send a communique after this place. Thank you very much.
Right, so before my colleagues come in, the first one I would want you to address. There are rumors, like you said, a lot of rumors. Specifically, my understanding of that rumor is that it's purely administrative. Can you tell us what the problem is with Baba Yaya? Why is he not playing? Why is he not in the team, please?
Yeah, the issue of Baba Yaya, to be honest with you, we have some regulatory challenges. And for now, I would respectfully ask that we leave it at that. There are some challenges with regulations. The club is working around it. And I am sure that by next week we'll see Baba Yaya play. We'll deal with this issue. Thank you.
Right. And then my next one, before you come in, please pardon me. Most of the times you get the opportunity, I don't. So the second one is during the Dreams games, we saw tickets, the printed tickets with the Chain United on it. Can you clarify as to why that was this way? Because the argument is that we've been fighting for the e-ticket to be dealt with and dealt with well. What the Ego tickets crew are supposed to do, you are supposed to do it. So if in printing tickets, we are using tickets from different games for different games, that's a problem. Can you please clarify why that was the situation, please?
Okay, thank you very much. What happened on Sunday against Dreams, what we saw was not deliberate. No one planned to do that. I don't want to lay blame on anybody, but I don't think that fault was coming from us. We had done everything possible administratively to get these tickets printed, and the ticket request was sent rightfully to the Ghana Football Association. Out of, I don't know, the person who is in charge of all these things, I think that he said he had skipped the email, he had not seen it or something. And so it was getting too close to the game, and we had nothing to do because we were expecting the tickets to be in Kumasi later Saturday morning. So as at Friday night, when we're not getting all this, we're looking at a plan B. And the plan B was basically that we either print tickets here in Kumasi or we stamp old tickets. And stamping of old tickets, we would all agree that this is not the first time this is happening. It's happened before and all that. That is not a justification for what happened. But I can say that whatever happened on Sunday, the fault was not coming from Kotoko, it wasn't deliberate and all that. But we had to do things in order not to create that kind of impression that was there in the past that we were fighting this and all that. So we just have to keep it to ourselves and take the blame for ourselves. But I can assure you it wasn't deliberate and the fault wasn't coming from us. Thank you.
Right, so please, for Newton, Mr. Asubari, the questions should be administrative questions. Coach will take questions for the technical teams and then what we have for the players. Richmond and Tim will deal with that. So please, let's know that. now come to you. Your name is yours, please.
Okay, right. My name is So Albert. I work for GBC Kumasi.
If you can say that, it doesn't matter.
All right, okay. Mr. Dasbury, nice meeting you. I hope you're fine.
I'm good.
Right. Could there be a retreatment, sort of, to the fans of Kumasi and Kotoko? What I mean is that before the start of the season, we were all communicated to that, yes, for Kotoko Heartfolk, regardless of the team you present, the notion is that you either be the first or among the first. And so now it's in the minds of the fans that Mr. or Dr. Prosper Nartey should win the league. And at the moment, it looks like that is not what we see. Though I'm not saying it is late for him to clinch the title. But could there be a way that there could be a recommunication that indeed, yes, before we started, we felt, yes, we could. But at the moment, looking at the current state of the team, we should communicate well to the supporters so that when they come to the stadium, to be honest with you, last Sunday, I wasn't, a member of the management team, but I could feel it. The way people, and for the fans, you can't blame them. So if there could be some sort of communication again from management regarding where Kotoko want to be, because at the moment, it's not a rebuilding process which we can communicate to the fans. But if there could be a way, if that is going to be the way out, then we can also do the communication as if Kotoko is in the rebuilding process. If not, then the pressure will be on him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Our stand on rebuilding has not changed. Nothing has changed.
Okay.
The coach has been given a specific task to perform. We believe that the part we are charting, we are still on that part. We is just a passing stone. This will go away. But we shouldn't, of course, the results coming in is not what we are looking out for, all that all these things are bound to come in and all that. Last year, around this time, Media league winners were 14 from the league floor, just like we are. And they still went ahead to win the league. Nothing is lost. He's a coach, and the coach of his caliber, he should understand that there will be pressure. Even though we have said that we are rebuilding, he knows that this is Asante Kotoko, and Asante Kotoko, nothing is expected apart from success. He understands this, the boys understand it. They themselves, they've seen the heat, they've heard the heat, they've seen the press and all that. All I'll say is that we just have to have trust in this kind of process. It's not going to be easy, but we would surely do our best. We'll surely do our best to clinch the trophy.
Your name, please.
Okay. Pastor Mijini from Kruger. 3-in-1 question and the person first one.
Emma first, then it drew you coach here is one.
We can use some
Paparazzi questions.
So I just still use that 3-1. And okay. Small HSA time we initial we not say we believe in the coach and which is a trust process will be our course. You might try more examples here near Kotoko see with other clubs. Can be management and I'm paying for the cassette. Your confidence in the coach. You need to I said, say, enter a real one, maybe I am fast. You believe in the coach. You trust the process. But now, and I can't. A kata, you so kwana. And your mark, Baku, you matches be at the same and maybe I can also say, yeah, I'm going because personally, if you ask me, Ijiri said he's the best coach in the now. I also trust him, and Ijiri said on the way Kotoko job no in the few years away from him. You far word no, and now say can start and you may be so.
Yo, Tom, I would say, I mean, Tom, I know I said your name, and if Meka say you will GD will coach him on, it is what it is. I mean, you will GD will be one, and if you and Meka say, I will say, oh, my team, I mean, it's not going to be easy. Football means and also. And GD will be brave up Emma coaching and you did say, at least, more board could do end of first round, you know, a lot of things would have changed. And I can't say GD manner, and let's charade, and let joke, and let flip. We are GD now, we say one dish, even a woman.
Your name, girls, please.
You're very Solomon Carter from your private FM and TV. I have two questions, one for the coach and then one for.
So you must first.
Okay, my first. The first question is, I want to know who the coach reports to with regards to the structure of the I.M.C. Because a lot of people believe that the coach is too powerful and then he's been given too much freedom to operate, especially with the kind of decisions he takes during games.
But what do you believe in?
I'm a journalist.
So what is your belief?
Well, I sometimes you have to side with the fans because they are pushing the team to get their glory. So I want to know the structure of the I.M.C. and who the coach reports to, especially with the decisions.
Okay, thank you very much. I think that when His Royal Highness was putting the I.M.C. in place, everything was spelled out. The structure of this team, there's nothing that has changed in it. And there's no ambiguity in everything that we are doing. Mr. Kwesi Appiah is supposed to be the technical director of the team. There's no single match is not monitored and all that. The coach does not see himself as being powerful. I can tell you that it's not true. Maybe it is because you are always in suit or something. That is why. Yeah. So he's in suit and maybe I'm in a t-shirt. I can't, so he's more powerful. But the truth is that he is not working as I am a powerful man. No, he's not. We played the game on Sunday. After Sunday, I had a meeting with him with the other I.M.C. members. On Monday, it was a race day. We spoke. He had a meeting with some of his players. I had a meeting with him. Yesterday was training. I was at the training ground with him and all that. So it's not powerful. What we had to say from the side of management, we said it. What he had to say. So I can give you that assurance. And a mechanical control. There's nothing like that. In terms of reporting structure, I've already told you how it's done. I mean, he's supposed to what? Whatever issues now or concerning technical, he will also have issues with him. The channel is that it will naturally go through the what? The technical director. And this model is practiced in advanced countries and all that. You know, the technical director never will say, be a coach. Your approach to issue. I'm not a coach. I cannot be questioning him about coaching decisions. You understand? I will not do that. I'm a professional. I'm doing my work. He's doing his work. It is only when it gets to a stage I am feeling the pain of supporters. So whatever confrontation I have with the coach is because of what is out there. That will definitely dent the image of the team. That is when we approach him and say, look, can we find a solution? If the problem is that you are not winning, because in coaching theories, they say that administration, 70% of a team's failure and success rests on what? Administration. So we always want to find out from the coach if we are not doing something right. Is it that the boys are not sleeping well? Is it that the hotel you went is no good? So if he tells us that everything you've done is okay, but maybe it's from a technical point, then he discusses that with Mr. Kwesi Appiah and all that. Mr. Kwesi Appiah is always in constant touch with the team. There is no single day he doesn't talk to us about things. Yesterday he spoke to me over 6 times. This morning he's spoken with me again. And I would assure you that once we are in some kind of turbulence, all these things will come up because results are not going the way we want. So people will propound theories that he's powerful, he's that. No, all of us, we have our announcement with us, but I can give you the assurance that there has not been any sign saying he's proving to be too powerful and all that. Many people say things out there. You understand? People say things about me, people say things about the coach, people say things about the players. As to whether those things said constitute the truth would depend on how you confront the person to know the reality on ground. In the media, Esther said there's nothing like that. Let me give you that assurance and give the assurance to you and then your crew at Oyempa FM, especially my good friend Danger Man, that there's nothing like that. No one is proving to be too powerful here. No. he himself knows that the team belongs to the king. He cannot see himself to be powerful. No man is more powerful than the king. And I don't think that he on any day proved to be powerful. That's why I'm saying that maybe suits nation in maybe I will see that he's powerful. But you have to start wearing Lacoste. Bro, is it okay?
Yeah,
Thank you.
So yes. I'll give you so Jojo.
All right, thank
Let me get
Jojo Addison, Time FM. So that's what I'm showing me. We saw a same way now. Some are at a seminar and some keka. Now, the management is what issues I raise about the players nippy. Say, Binu Krana. If you cry, say, and young baby, that could be an allegation, but somewhat here. On the management, from the management level, more so again, and I'm on two at their phone.
I think that points now raising, it's been the whole videos I circulated about this new the boys normal job. As to whether management has seen it, coach has seen it, no, none of us. But I can tell you, Nartey Etiasi, he will tell you the kind of stringent measures that have been put in place to check those things. And let's support us and say, if you have a way of reporting it, you should report it, then we'll take it up from there. And yes, I made a speculation right now, and our boys no more now, or more rains, or more pemma, no why. And I'm sure Monameka said, most dreams are, as I said, people will talk about it. You understand? It's a natural occurrence. The moment results doesn't come, a whole lot of things will come up. As whether you're no crown or no crown, it depends on you. You guys have to change the narrative. And from a management side, we have put things in place. Those things are internal issues. And then I should come and respectfully share with the media and all that. But I can assure you that we have put in measures in place to check all those things. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Imran. If you could help us, Justice Blake, payment checks has 2 months left on his contract, and the contract ends this year after the season. Just in failure to, is there any plans to extend players whose contracts are running out, or is still waiting for the season to run out?
Thank you very much. When you have an existing player, you renew his contract. These are purely technical issues. And at the end of the even within the season, the coach is always updated on players' contracts and all that. So no coach in the field said we should renew a contract, we'll renew it. If the coach feels that he's having problem technically working with a player, we'll find a way to go around it. But I can assure you that that Justice Blake is an integral part of it, the club. He's a very important player, and if we will do everything possible to let him remain if the coach wants, we will definitely do that, even if it is left with an hour for his contract to end. That's a coachness thing. I want Justice Blake to remain. But players will not remain in the team because they have to remain in the team. And yeah, it is something that happens everywhere in the world. And say within the course of the season, that the coach Nefel said, if you are above first round, if you have assessed these boys and I felt say you should do A, B, C, D, we'll definitely do that. And the issues about Justice Blake and lad, any more contract, but rest assured that if we have to renew this contract, we will renew it. Thank you.
Yes, I will need to. Fatilo. Okay. Your name is
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Raphael of New Mercury. Senator Chompesi says the past management almost started something positive, trying to renegotiate TV right proceedings with the FA and Star Times. But since the I.M.C took over, you haven't seen any such movement. Are you okay with the TV proceedings, or you have a way to manage that situation?
We have not sincerely considered this matter yet. There are timelines we are working with. We have a plan that we are working with. And I'm sure that when it gets to what you are talking about, we'll definitely deal with it. But for now, it's not a matter we have considered.
Last
last question for you.
Douglas, Sechi Ashefe. Ima Pacho, Adakojachi project in China is for a very long time. Good to me, Paju, Adakojachi, and so down. So many things are also social media. So, map abandon Adakojachi project in China and which city.
Okay, that's it. I can see him say Adakojachi project there. Open Swan Casa and or yes, or renovating hall. And I say, or new structures or Adakojachi. As to the state of Adakojachi, let's just say we should exercise patience. I am sure that at the right time, the king in his own wisdom will lay to bear plans of Adakojachi. What I can give to you, the information I can give to you is that the team will resume training there very soon. Will resume training at Adakojachi very soon. As to the other structures, other plans are no, I will say, let's just say, in at the right time, then share will issue a communique on that. Thank you.
Ima, I think these are the questions. Is there anything you want to talk about before we go to Doc? Or you've exhausted all the points you want?
I have something for you.
Last time.
Yes. I'm Osman, Fox FM. Me person who say last season and start time a bet power best sponsor a league no. Omo BBFN local room bonus any other. Previous administration no e wo kwan omo fa so a na omo e deal with the situation. So omo my players na contact and call direct any other. Minim this season said the city and na Kotoko chefa ese ne saka clubs ni bia de intimi mi so bia but Kotoko hanti no. Kotoko nsaka ni dia na.
Okay, locker room bonus. Locker room bonus. Now, I don't think that presently the list be my GFA. So our players don't only beneficiaries to the locker room bonus directly. We've not submitted any numbers my GFA. It's a matter seriously the I.M.C is considering as to whether we should give the names and the numbers out or to maintain the status quo from the previous management when it dealt a whole lot of issues. And in America said, once results are not coming the way we want, it puts all our mind and attention to the field. And who administrator no cry instead of dealing with your administrative issues, because results are bent, all the time your mind is on how you can get the team to come back. For now, the far list to be a magic from that. I think our boys are okay with bonuses and more and other things. In terms of sponsorship and all that, I don't think that any team will receive sponsorship from Bet Power for now. But the previous one, the GFA has paid everything to the clubs anyway. I'm sure we've just started this season. To make sure it be a big program on my teams to come on my program.
Thank you.
Yes, so my final words, I would want to address issues of replica, JC and all that. Those were things where topical and people were discussing. I'm surprised no one has asked that and all that. So we have information from our kit suppliers that they are taking delivery of some items this week. They have had challenges clearing some of the goods. And so they have given us the assurance that the replica jerseys, about half of them are in the country for now. They are waiting for the rest because there were some challenges transporting them to Ghana. And I'm sure by next week or next 2 weeks, we'll start the sale of it. For the price and all that other things, we would have to look at overheads and all those things before coming to that conclusion. But what I can assure supporters, let's say, will make it very affordable for all supporters. And for my final words, I'm still here. Maybe I'm not full up with member and all that. But for my final words, what I'll plead once again is that every team we want results. Team we are a results. Coach, any players, they don't go to the field hoping to lose a game. But being our plans of lose a game. Sometimes I just wish that it be a typical training ground to see what kind of work they are doing there. They do a whole lot of work, and some could do partners well. It becomes a different thing. It's a best stress on my mom and MIT, I am sure that by close of first round, we will not be where we are. No one should lose hope. No one should lose focus. We must stay with our mind intact and have the belief that the coach will deliver whatever we want. Thank you.
Thank you, Ima. Coach, good morning once again. It's very, very clear that the team has faced challenges in recent times. Can you share your insights as to why the team is not performing, and then what you and your technical team are doing to mitigate these factors so that the team can...
Your thoughts and to clarify some of your thoughts. So I'm happy to be here, and I wish by the time we leave here, and don't let us forget that in the game of football, if you have chances and you don't score and your opponent scores, it builds the confidence of the opponent, especially when they are playing against Kotoko. Most of the teams, for me as a coach, clearly when we start the game, I can see that we are ahead of them. But then, because we are unable to take our chances early, as the game unfolds, and because these young guys cannot withstand the pressure from the fans, so sometimes mentally they go off, and when they go off, it distorts our structure on the field of play, and this at the end goes to affect us. And this is where I have some sort of how should I say, an issue with the supporters. We are playing, we are creating chances, the goals are not coming. Even the opponent scores, and we are still creating chances. And you are putting and booing at the players. How do they equalize, and how can they go up? If indeed you are a true supporter. And we see it elsewhere in Europe, other places. Look at when Ali played against Sundowns. Ali got a penalty, they missed. And look at Cairo International Stadium. They were still behind the team. Even when the added on time was shown, they were still there. And when the game was over, they were still there, chanting. That's the spirit of a team. So you don't only come to stadium all with the expectation that you are coming to, you expect that we should win. And we are not winning, or we are creating chances, we are not scoring. So you turn against your own team. When you do that, you are not helping the boys. And you and I know very well that the kind of players we have now do not have that Kotoko spirit, that mentality. The mentality of the Obukuntis, the Kwesi Appiahs and what have you, even the Eric Queens and what have you. They don't have it. So what do you do as a supporter? Once chances are being created, once you can see that these players are playing according to a particular pattern, and that nobody is actually playing as an individual player, but they are making the effort to play as a team, you support them. So to me, it's not about performance, it's about putting the ball at the back of the net. And once we are able to resolve that issue, I think all the things that are going around wouldn't be a thing of now again. So to me, we have to work on our goal scoring. And once we are able to work on our goal scoring, I think we'll be fine. That is what I have to say as far as your question is concerned.
Okay, Coach, thank you. Once again, Coach, you know why I did send out while I was in a kind, but then what you said, the pretty chances are not share and share. Goes and not Emma. At this point, what compared to you can buy a little bit easier that time. What consider now I'll care to you say your money so difficult into me then what consider have you ever considered
Not at all.
times?
Not at all.
Okay.
And let me tell you, this thing that is happening, that when I came the first time, it also happened. We won even 4 matches, and I think we lost Kifisa back to back. We drew some matches and what have you. Yeah, so it's part of it. It's part of the process. And you know why this thing is happening? Because when I was coming first, you people didn't believe in me. I came and did it. So now the expectations are so high. And apart from that, to add up to the propaganda behind the agenda. That is it. Simple. So, today is a presser, so let's talk about it. When I was coming, you didn't believe in me. I delivered. You were shocked.
You as in the media?
Yes, me.
Okay. All right.
Academic coach, university, what was Kotoko is not for such coaches. I came and I delivered to the surprise of everybody. So now you are very expectant, is that not it?
Yes.
But you have forgotten that the dynamics of 2 years ago, in terms of players, everything, it's not the same as now.
So are you a victim of your own performance?
What do you mean by that? I don't
By
understand.
your own standard, are you a victim of your own standard?
What do you mean by that
You performed earlier, so you are being judged with that performance.
Yeah, I know, yes, you are looking at my performance now based on what I did previously, and which you are right. And to me, it's a plus for me as a coach. So now you don't doubt me. You expect that I should be able to do it.
Is
And
there
it's good for me.
Is there any cause to panic?
No, why should the coach panic? The moment you panic, you have lost it. Why should the leader of a war team panic? You don't have to panic. You see, I was telling the players some time ago, and even yesterday I told them, that we are down, but we are not out. We are down, but we are not out. I hope you understand this expression.
Yes.
We have to,
Not a fault.
we have to just look at what we have done with respect to the matches we have played. What were the rights and what were the wrongs? In terms of lifestyle, in terms of sticking to the structure on the field, in terms of believing in themselves even when the going doesn't go well. That is the only way we can overcome this. That is the only way.
Coach Prosper,
So for me as a coach, I'm never discouraged. Yes.
Coach Prosper, who been here more?
More as in what?
What can supporters in the say, for example, if they
Yeah, for the support,
No,
supporters.
Okay, I'm sorry. What can supporters in for example, if you group players now, they're not Watika.
Exactly.
Supporters not side me. From management, one can or any other. Do you need any help? In terms of technical, if you are supervisor, be an answer, would you be now from supporters or again, we are from playing body there, one and only the catcher. Prosper here, one.
I think if you have somebody like Kwesi Appiah you are working with, and every day you are engaging, he knows the game better, he understands the game better. I think I'm with the right person. And the relationship that I have with him before even coming to Kotoko and working in Kotoko has even made it very easy for us to even talk. And you'll be surprised that even now that he's not here, if we have to talk, if I pick my phone now or if he picks his phone to call me, we'll talk for over an hour. And when he was here, the little time I have, I'm with him or he's with me. You see, don't let us forget the fact that in trying to rebuild a team, it doesn't just come that easily. Rebuilding a team, where players are coming with different mentalities, different ideologies about their understanding of the game. It's not easy. It will take time. And if you look at the rebuilding process, the first stage is forming the team, bringing the players together, and letting the players know themselves, know the coach, and the coach also knowing them, and rolling out the training content and the training method for the players to go through. Now, players have already learned certain things, and some of the players would have to unlearn what they already know to relearn what the coach is telling them. And for some players, it takes time to be able to do that. Some will just, within some few weeks, they will pick it. Others, it will take time. Repetitive practice. The coach keeps repeating the practice, keep hammering on what he wants, showing them videos of what he wants, and then it will come to work. Now, this is where it goes into the next stage, which is called the storming stage. The storming stage is where the player is like, do I have to forgo what I know already and pick that of the coach, where he's at a crossroad. I think what I know already is the right thing. What coach is telling me, I'm not sure of it. So it will take time until the player and an occasion happens in a game or a training, and what the coach told the player comes to reality. Then he comes to a self-realization that, this is what I have to pick. So the players are even in a stage of storm. And even to generalize it, I mean, the team itself, because we are not winning, everybody thinks that everything about the team is wrong. It's not wrong. We have the players, we have the technical staff. It's just the results. There are two components of a game, performance and results. Have you considered the performance? On a rater scale, where would you put the team? If you watch the team, can you see that the team is trying to play according to a particular structure or pattern, defensively and offensively? And with time, is that likely to be consolidated to become a trait, an identity of the team? These are the things we have to look at. That's why I told you right away before your question even ended that I'm never discouraged, because I know that as time unfolds, when these gentlemen I'm working with get to understand what they are doing and will get into the flow zone, we will meet here and the storyline will be different.
Right.
So we are just down, we are not out.
Before I take the next questions, I would also want to introduce Nana Pesio Wapin Kapontumpunya, who is also a member of the I.M.C. Nana, you are welcome. Thank you. Right. So, Luza, there are so many hands up, so I will make sure all of you get the opportunity. But one question is, so please. Right. Your name is Yao, please.
Thank you, Coach. None of them. Coach, said the coach, that was during your appointment. But say, when you coach, no, this. No, if you do crime or I'm told there most of the players one outside. In your earlier submission, you say, players in the voice say, they can't stand the pressure or whatever from the fans. Most ex-players attackers say, we don't have materials. I want to understand, is it because you are rebuilding now? Most players are from the first division and division 2, now little from the Premier League. Is it because you are rebuilding or you have a specific reason for signing all these players?
Yeah, as a coach, you outline a number of players that you want. And then when you outline them, you go for them. First, you engage the players for them to accept that they are ready to work with you. And then two, once it is done, you inform your management to also pursue it. There were so many players in the Premier League that I wanted to go for. Kwabino Su. I don't want to, because it's a press, I don't want to mention names. The list is there, and the I.M.C, they have it. The list is there. We chase all these players, even on the day of the close of registration. A whole lot of them. Some, in fact, all the players were ready to come. Those Premier League players are identified. They were all ready to come. Some, the clubs thought that they were also the bedrock to their performance. So if they should release them, it was going to affect them. So they were not going to release. Some, even were at the verge of, they proposed money that we were ready to pay. And then they came back trying to tell us a different story. I don't know whether they were testing us to see whether we will not be able to pay. But we're ready to pay. So when these things were not feasible, then we had to look for alternatives. So, for instance, within the Premier League ones were the Premier League players we had. Now we had to go to the next tier, which is Division 1. Look for those that we think can help us. But then we have to be patient with them in terms of where they are coming to. And then from there, we have to go to the next level. Now, let me tell you something, then I'll still go back. You have Peter, Amidou, Bernard, those young guys are not supposed to be part. Players, you can ask Nartey. They are not supposed to be part of the first team. They are supposed to be part of the youth team that we are going to build. But we secure them because they were available, so that they will just be there, and then with time they will come in. But because we have not actually kickstart the youth team, that's why they are training with them. Now, they are training and we are seeing that they are showing glimpses of being capable of playing in terms of what we see at training. So we give them the opportunity. But physically they are there, technically they are there, tactically they are there. The key component, which is the psychology of the game. That's what is affecting those young players. That is it. And as a coach, if you put yourself in my shoes and you go to training and somebody is doing better, you know, one of the qualities of a good coach is that you have to be fair and firm in your decisions. So put yourself in my situation. These young guys come to training and they are doing better than the ones you are agitating for. The ones you are agitating for, they are doing better than them. You put yourself in my shoes. If you want to go by that attribute of a coach, whom would you let play? Is it not the younger one who is doing well? That is exactly what we are doing. I like what Yima said, that he wishes noble people like you will find time sometimes to come to training grounds and see what happens there. So that some of the things you pour out there, do not pour it. Come and see these young guys as if they are in the jungle and lions are chasing them. They are chasing every ball at training. They are doing everything that you ask them to do at training. So if I want the players to respect me with respect to decisions, what should be the decision that I have to take if you were to be in my shoes? So you see the narrative. If you don't know, don't talk about it.
Is it that the seniors are a bit relaxed at training?
Yeah, I would say that. And I've given it to them. I told them that from where they are pushing me to, a time will come, I have to tell the media what is happening. Ask him. We had a meeting. I told them that, gentlemen, one of the attributes of a coach is to defend players in public and then ridicule them in private when you meet them one-on-one. You don't give your players out to the public to slash them. No. Then you are not a coach. The coach, you have to take all the insults, the insinuations, everything. Then when you meet them, you tell them what you actually, what should be the thing. And that's what I've been telling them. And even just, was it Monday or so, today, I told them this very thing I'm telling you that. Gentlemen, it's like you are pushing me to the wall too much. If you don't set up as so-called mature, old, senior, and experienced players, these are the 4 adjectives they brought. So-called mature, old, senior, and experienced players. And you don't live up to it. Then you don't deserve a place in the first team. And I told them again that performance is not permanent, it is transient. Transient means performance is temporary. So if last season you were the super player in the team, the dynamics are different. This season is a different season. You must work for it. Other than that, I told them that if you trained 3 years ago and you get your fitness, you don't have to continue training again. Is that not it? Because it will be there. So some of them, because of the way some of you noble journalists behave, support them. So they think they can rest on their oars, what they did last season or last 2 seasons, to still have a place in the team. You see, you are even pushing me to say so many things.
Say it, coach.
That is the thing. No, I don't have to sell my players out.
But don't sell them.
But you are saying so many things out there, which indeed, my good friend that I like him is always at the post match. I can see the way you are looking at my face. You are surprised. Is that not it?
Not really, I'm just...
That is the thing. That is the truth. So if you claim to be a mature, old, senior, and experienced player, show it at training. Show it. That's why I like athletics. If you want to select somebody for a competition, you line them up. On your mark, set, pay. Whoever is first, he goes to compete. That's all. But for team sport, sometimes somebody may be weak somewhere, somebody may be fit somewhere. So efforts are what? Complemented. I like that adjective. Efforts are complemented. So my brother, my noble journalist, these are some of the things, and I'm sure as the interaction unfolds, you get to know, so that you go and sit on your station and you don't see that coach brought in some new players, some players, and he wants them to play. You have not asked, but I want to even answer it myself. Coach brought some players, and that he wants those players to play. Do you know what happens at training? You don't know. But have you forgotten that it is the very coach whom was given the opportunity to ask some players to go and to let some players stay? So I made some players to stay because per me staying at home for that 1 year and watching the team, I saw that those who I asked to stay could help in the cause, what I want to do. And then, as I said earlier, wanting to bring in those Premier League players. So for instance, even those who have played, you'll be surprised that I penciled so many of them down. I have a tactical sheet. Every match we play, if this player is very good, I pencil him down. So I'm fixing my tactical sheet in the house. So those Premier League players were brought in. First division players were brought in. Division 2 players were brought in. It's all about the coach thinking that those players can help. So if you are an old player and you never worked with the coach, or you have even worked with the coach, let me even say you never worked with the coach, and you know who the coach is and what the coach represents, and the coach comes and you think that you can be a politician within the club. I tell them, most of you are politicians, I know, but I don't want to mind you. Players stay in Kotoko after 1-2 years, they turn into politicians. They use the media to fight for positions to play. But me as a coach, you will never get me. Because I'm so strong-minded that it's not what people say that I follow. If what you are saying is indeed the right thing, then moral values will force me to what? To implement it. But if what you are saying is the wrong thing, then that it will not force me. The fact that something is wrong, and all of us here in the room are saying it is right, and when I come and meet it, and I know that it is wrong, because all of you are saying it is right, I should join you. No. Common sense will not permit me to do that. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Yes, I think today my voice has changed.
Yes. And we love that.
You see, so please, you rather should look at things critically and then talk to those issues as they are. Do not discuss issues based on emotions, but discuss issues based on tactical facts. I know issues of play and what have you will come out, and we will unveil all these things, so that you don't go out there and then go and say anything that you have to say. That is the thing.
Coach, play issue about media. Question. The last time I share a press away, we was about how you are trying to manage the lifestyle of players. Say they may have been at the best out of them, which is very key to the success of the team. Now it has become very evident. Say some of the players have flouted some of the rules, especially at their base. Answer on the man the last time, he said these players are professional players and you expect them to know better. Are you still going by that, or who feels that this time around you need to be very straight on them, or you just leave them to be professional as you raise them to be?
I like the way you've taken me back, and it's good, right? I think I said that. I was very emphatic that these are professional. Well, our league is a professional league, and the good thing is that these players are adults and they should be independent people who act based on rules and regulations. We've given them that freedom to observe them behave like professionals. And to me, that should be it. But looking at, in just these 2-3 days, the things, as I've already told you, me, I don't go on social media, but my boss here showed some things to me that, coach, I know you don't go there, but let me show some of these things to you. This is videos and what have you. This is what people are agitating. There's somebody here who even told me that somebody showed him a video of some of the players who were somewhere, and now he has been trying to track these players at that venue at a particular time, but unfortunately he's not been able to hold hand on anybody. So now that there's evidence, there are graphical evidence, there are video evidence, I think the prudent thing to do now is to make sure that we tighten the boot and the knots, so that they don't go off track. Football is performance based, and you can get a good performance based on what? Attitude. If their attitude with respect to lifestyle is not the best, then I think we need to revisit our approach towards them, and that is exactly what we want to do. I told them this morning, or I think yesterday, that a bad attitude is like a flat tire. It will never take you anywhere. And I told them again that talent without focus is like a bird without wings. You can't get anywhere. I told them this, and I'm teaching you picture. Talent without focus. It's like intelligence without focus. You can't go anywhere. Somebody can be very intelligent, but he's not focused in life. So you know that he's an intelligent person, but you see that where he is in life, that's not where he's supposed to be. But because he's lacking focus. So you may be talented, but if you lack focus, you will never get anywhere. What focus am I talking about? After training, when to eat, when to sleep, when to engage in your personal training, all these things are issues that are embedded in focus. That is it. And I told them again that lack comes to the prepared mind. Lack comes to the prepared mind. And what is a prepared mind? A prepared mind is a mind that is prepared physically, technically, and tactically. So you may even be walking in front of goal and somebody will take the ball to hit you and it will enter. Why did the ball hit you? Because you were at the right position waiting for the ball to come, but it didn't come and it hit somebody and it hit you and it entered. You say he was lucky. He was not lucky. He was prepared to connect to the ball, only that the ball didn't get to him. So luck comes to the prepared mind. Gentlemen, you know what? I do a lot of social education, technical education, and tactical education with these boys. And I tell them that football is a terminal sport. Let's assume they are using their real ages to play. By 35 years, per research, you can't play competitively again. Somebody is a tailor, somebody is a mason, somebody is a carpenter. He goes into the job, in 3 years' time, he becomes a master. If he does everything right. And he's going to depend on this to cater for his wife and children, his family, and even his relatives. So I ask them, if you don't do the right things now, and you are 35, and you turn and look back, and you have nowhere to lay your head, and you have nothing in your account, what will be your state? So you see the level that we are as a coach and players. You don't know. So please, tone down on certain things. Tone down on certain things. If you don't know, please ask. And maybe I have also caused it because I'm not a media type. So I don't talk. So because if the person is not talking, you also decide to put anything out there. So probably I'm also a cause.
Right, so you'll be 1, you'll be 2, you'll be 3, you'll be 4, you'll be 5, 6, 7, so on.
Coach, let me take you back just as you started today. But that was the previous cliche. And now almost now the season is ongoing. Your strikers or your players are not scoring. What should be the time limit we should give you as the coach and Richmond together with Mr. Tasoberi and Nana? That you are giving the assurance to us. We are conveyors of your message. What should we tell the fans? At what point in the league, match day, what are we expecting the strikers to find the back of the net?
I can't give you an exact time, an exact date, but I can assure you that we'll work on it. And you know what? All that I need, you know, this thing can easily work if the supporters come, and even if the players miss chances, they still support them. Right. Do you know, they had a meeting with me. Do you know what they said? And I felt so bad. They said, Coach, you have a ball, now you have a chance. Now supporters, no cry. A bibana, as a coach in a year, a pass amount, Tina Mecano, as a coach in a year, and pass amount, shall go so should be. Can you imagine this? They were in my sitting room telling me this. I felt so bad. So you see what the supporters you have done to the players. Or say, Coach, what's a chance back on your main say, a big baby man can say, you know. Now, what was so open because who need the best answer? You see what our beloved supporters are doing to these young gentlemen. This was just Monday. Yeah, this was just Monday in my sitting room. So you see players visiting coach and we are having an interaction. The American will say, if you want me to help you, come naked. That was what my professor told me.
Yeah, of course.
Come naked means tell me what actually is the issue and I can give you a way forward. And that was what the players came to tell me. And there were so many that they said, but you just, as a journalist and as a supporter listening to me, just listening to just this statement that a player has said. Are you helping the team or you are not helping to the team? Please go and think about it.
Bacho, Escado, Radio Mercury. The question about 2 matches are about by sports room, which is Bichim and Dreams. We changes, you know. In the first half, not Kotoko crossing game. That time not Kalu Wataro. The moment I make Kalu Wataro free pay. The second half, now I change you ball crossing game. The last game we played against Dreams. We Kalu Wataro film. The new answer what they Benassom Wakobo 9. Now I switch Mukwala about 7. Yes, you say Mukwala about 7 now. Ye Nadia, I was saying free Mukwala him. Timbesemi Busa say, I did practice with training grounds, so I now said, Sadia non forward and I say winning call.
You, a processing we do a lot because you and I say a back and the weapon of guitar, using the head. And Mekai say I.M.C, Amadin and I can say we have to play to suit Kalu, especially in the final third. We have to play to suit him. You see, it's 2 games now. What can you know? Let me start this way. Kalu is somebody, when the going is not smooth for him, he personally discourages himself. And because the supporter may be that far like but so I've been telling him that as a coach, I am with you on the top line. So if things are not moving on well, look at me. The reason why I stand most of the time is to have that connection between the players. And they themselves, they know. Sometimes they play and they turn and look at me. And I tell them, play with me on the touch line, which we call game coaching, in-game coaching. You play with your coach. And we do it. At the Maracana and what have you, because of the drumming and what have you, you don't hear. But I remember I said, you buy and COVID buy and supporters and what. Yeah, coaches in the voice, yeah, players. That is it. But he's somebody, Bonse Nabamwebu. So in these 2 games, I tried to encourage him. And he himself, I realized that he was mentally not ready. And one of the things as a coach you do is that if your player has already set a particular standard, and in a game you see that he's dropping and dropping and dropping, and it will affect him in the media space, what you have to do is what? Pull him, protect him. I think today we are doing a lot of education. You pull him. And that was what I did. Now we were down. For instance, Dreams were down. And Dreams gave us the spaces on the side around the second half now. So there's time and space on the ball. So what do? We cross the ball. So it was just unfortunate that at that time that no. Now we had the space and the time to cross the ball. And those processes are things we are working on because we know that it's more better with the head than the feet. And we are trying to make sure that we support him to become a better player in the team.
So come on, Fatilo, Sheriff. Coach about already a message to him. Okase Yemono. Okase senior players in the Goma, or my relaxed. Say we are training grounds from mono form. Because I'm able to say, it's a question team there, they only senior players, team their senior players room. So Pabana say, okay, we show no one yet, okay, we show no one yet. The same books I say, dressing room mono, what you saw and I say, stay na yan to pass your mouth, stay now no Bekasana.
It's not about the dressing room, it's on the training grounds. I think I've not said anything about the dressing room.
Maybe some change say, like, in that dressing room, say the more dressing room. Idea, team talk, the idea.
Don't generalize that one as a dressing room thing. Dressing room is dressing room. Training is training.
I don't know how many person say. Like,
I've not lost it.
Oh no, I'm okay.
It happens everywhere. When players, okasa players, two of yes, so called to fulfill the whole here and honor or table. Watch here, which a ball say. Yeah, done na kakra na F and our book na. So it will take time. But if you are a coach and this is happening and you begin to have problems with the players, that is where there is an issue. Unfortunately, I don't have a problem with them. They understand that I'm trying to make them better. And they be as some more country me I am so a mame about to so any leader so and it's a coach nyabo my ebefa. So it means that that connection is there. It means that I'm making sense to them. But Epia I am rare and the bit me ama maybe I as a son.
Okay, but your Justice Blake.
One, please.
I'm not saying
but your Ghana coaches no mostly seek out on a buy or a castle or abroad. Your coach Prosper said in the style of playing mostly with 4-3-3 with a low pivot of 18 men. Mostly Nana, two already said, intimate men on red road, until me was 6 and all. Ruben out of 19 men to war star an hour and Mukala on the flanks and also Ruben out of man of flanks.
My game, Obi can say Ogum. I think when I came first, that was what they mentioned. That's just by the way. Let's sometimes in the heat of the moment, you create some humor and then you move on. I think my game basically has been about possession, trying to possess the ball, build up from the back, consolidate possession in the middle of the park, and try as much as possible to make sure that openings are created in the final third for connections. That's basically about my game. That. Inti Menu is a pivot one. Yamotaka is a defensive midfielder. And he's supposed to provide cover, a shield right in front of the defense. So if we have, let's say, 4 defenders at a time, and based on where the ball is, we have what you call gliding and shifting. If the ball is on the left, he's supposed to move towards where the ball is. So that if players cannot advance with the ball forward, they connect with him so that he will restart the whole possession process again. So basically his responsibility is to give protection to the back line. That is his and if we are playing 2 pivots, which is 2 defensive midfielders, it means that one of them is supposed to give protection to the right side when the ball is there, and the other to the left. And normally I tell them at training, basically for them to understand, I tell them 1 up, 1 down. So if the ball is here, if it's on the right side, the DM on the right side, you move up. The DM on the left side, you come down so that you stay compact. So that is the reason why, that is the responsibility for Intimate. Yeah, Steven, I mean, we gave Steven the opportunity to play, start the games, and what he was supposed to do, scoring and pressing. If you look at the nature of the game we play, we try to press more in the opponent's half to prevent them from building up. We realized that he was not giving it to us. He was not creating the chances. This thing I'm saying, I've told him. You can ask him. So if you play it, I don't care. Because I told him that as a foreign-based player, you are here because we think you are very good. That is why we brought you here. And your major responsibility is to score. That is it. So I told him he's not pressing, he's not creating chances for teammates to score, and he's not scoring to himself. So we brought in Kalu. Kalu scored. So as a coach, if you were to be in my shoes, what would you do? You keep that player there. And then went to Nations, he came in as a substitute. We had problem with George, those who are playing on the right side. So I remember myself and Kwesi Appiah, we had a lengthy talk on this. And my senior man was telling me that looking at his speed, and technically too, he's good on the ball. So looking at his speed, why not try him there? So you see, somebody was asking whom I report to. I'm in a way answering. So with his speed, and we put him there. That is it. So Steven is not in his natural position because he's not scoring, and we found somebody who is scoring. If he begins to score, then we see how we fix him into the team. Remember, we must get the best out of him because he's in Ghana to play football for Kotoko, and no other reason. That is why he's in Ghana. Please, have I answered you very well? Thank you.
Yes.
Coach, you heard league table, so I said the home performance in the
Kotoko, that was 6 points out of possible 15. But the supporters know and supporting team said you pay. Players may complain to who be the coach. But in previous, the supporters may get there, won't be never be in camp family. But I bet you can be actual players to be a coach. Mobile and no players in big team. Not that sort of pressure almost over by arm. Like my from for them to deliver for you and for the supporters.
Yeah. Hello. Yeah, said the Alcan no crepa and Ghana Premier League, they can't add the so. You see, I say kind of criteria. Ghana Premier League, depend people waiting here when depending on number of matches you win at home. True or false?
True.
That is it. So you see how naked I am to you guys. That is it. So as a coach, I am worried. And I've told them, we've done calculations about the home matches that we have lost and those we have drawn. I think around 11 points. If you add 11 points to 10, that will be 21 points.
9. So it's out of Lions, Carrera,
So 19. So we've lost 9 points at home. That's a lot of points. In Timini Abema, I'm on Matias CSA. Ghana League, if you want to make an impact and possibly win the league, you must make sure you take your whole points. Try go away, get some draws, get 1 or 2 wins, and then you are on the track. And I'm a moment here on the second part of your question. You see, Kotoko supporters, Omonomo support team, Omosum team, and your Makuma, and the team. And now, a champion, a Sabia, my piato on it, Ubiaba, Babayara, or expect a Kotoko bed, a bewinning. And to me, my mama Matias here say a bar, let's start the game, no chances in a bar. Omunya botre, no more bakwana mean, and Pantu, no more bakum tuma. You will see the same supporters now, or more young son, they see that they will turn and support them. Mama, my son's Matias here say they shouldn't go into the game with fear, with tension. You see, in sports psychology, you have what you see, tension and anxiety can break the reflex action of skill performance. Say, Obi, any man be cry, not all no. It won't be one so. It's will be one so. Won't say, I didn't know you won't mean you. Like I say, and a party with the so no dear. Into no bit we could do penalty, best kicker. No, about said. It was the tension and anxiety. It affected the skill performance, his composure, the application of the right technique, and picking the right spot. It was the tension that made it to happen that way. It's my moment here say, and yet your supporters in the and I'm so soon timidity. So I should buy the obedient. But almost so fine show mu say, beat me aye. Now it me share back you know, Baba Yarana and Roman and Samamone air Koswa. It will build their confidence. So yakasa. In fact, my mom, the history, the culture, and the tradition of the club. Time I call pre-season, especially the new ones now by. My mom will say, team no more bono, team no any team ketua, team no team kasiapa, the team support to your son. Into an am signing or more on the team betting, or Makuma womb, or Munipe Pia, or Makra, or Mubi a womb. Into a pre-Pia or Beshano, a moment in this strong. I preview a bottle now be soon, among my rebels. Somewhat in American, yes, sir, and my supporters, and it is strong. Your bot draw, and I will swap among my rebels. Now, rebels on Cono, Nemo, Yen, your Moyeno. In the religious room, Conson and Momo sending money at the moment. So they should understand. It's gone. They should understand Tim now wearing or mobile. If almost to 2 or 9 or Manamo here. Ibesi omuyi wo Kotoko and omani beji wo Kotoko but so man to to manamu yi esi ebede. So as a coach I do a lot of social communication talk to them to let them know say it's not only about football. Ubeji they say even the way they dress, the way they keep their rooms, how they have to go to the market, buy foodstuffs. I don't see why you should be roaming every day go and stand by the watches and like watch. When you are being paid, buy your bag of rice. And I'll say, I'm a country. Unim Ubia, Maninium Kaimount, Maninium Froyamount, Pasha Fiji. Rather than after training, you spend 1 or 2 hours going to a Jesu or coming to 10 to come and look for food and buy. Into 1 hour, not the down as well. I've been sent to M1 in your recovery. So I do a lot of education with them, gentlemen. I'm not idling around. I'm doing a lot, and I know to rebuild the team is not easy. I know it, but we'll build the team. Don't worry. Yeah, together we'll build the team. Right.
Last question for Coach.
Coach, good afternoon. It's 12 o'clock. So,
12
Coach, we are together with the I.M.C, the official website of Kotoko, there is no picture of any of the new players. Is it a factor set?
This is an administrative question, so let's restrict Coach to technical questions.
Because Coach said that those players were initially not meant for the first team. They were bought for the junior team. I want to know, is it?
But they are Kotoko players.
And I'm asking, why is it that they don't have the images of the official website of Kotoko?
I think as he said, that
It's an
one.
administrative question.
Unless you want me to pass on the mic.
You'll get the opportunity later.
Oh, come on, there.
Because the question you asked, have you seen any other players, the ones playing this season? Have you seen any other players?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
The ones signed this season?
Yes.
The new ones, not the old players, the new ones.
The new ones, no.
So it's not
Like I said, it's an administrative issue, so
So we will come as a
we'll deal with that. Last one.
Coach, from Osman, Fox FM. First of all, I think say o message now dey my no. You be kwa preaching here. Na ato supporters ni bi o man tumi ama ha ni team. First of all, me ball abaso wo ade bia me hu ye wa Accra eni Kumase. Team bia on the trademark kwan of association go. Into Accra against Accra Lions, it was a corner kick. It was Lamte and Sheriff, and then Kalu was there. In Kumase, Lamte, Sheriff, Kalu was there. It means that a idea bet was. It means that because Obia who are also befa kwanya, befa so besiano. Yabo Abbas was adding. Na pre-season, no me yet as a Kotoko and Chas sentem. The person who said, so a yenya resource ye a pre-season Kotoko and Chas sentem no Sunsuni, and answer saying. And a team no toss 9 last season. Na wuni ho and a waba. Anything na it didn't rebuild no I recurrent or Ocasa no more na saying because team or toss 9 day. Drink a class at rebuilding better say. That's
it. Kura, anything ra, ne frame. And paying me a sasso 3 different times I met with the king. And he did. Yeah, and 3 different times I met with the king. And only didn't come on. And if we knew Shama, and then your country, and I'm here.
Okay.
The king wants us to rebuild a team for him.
Okay.
That is exactly what I'm doing. And I can't go outside that. That is why when we couldn't get those Premier League players that we earmarked, we decided to go for the Division 1 and the Division 2 players. That's giving the time and the patience they will be able to fit into the team. So I am working strictly according to the instructions of the landlord, the king, and the owner of the club. I can't do anything apart from that. And still, when he calls me or when he talks with me, that is what he still emphasizes.
Oh, okay.
Questions for Lamte. We've spent a lot of time here, so we have to go. Lamte, let me say what is the bottom line is more that we are over in Nigeria for 90 minutes. And then our supporters will do. Yeah, coach is here, management here, and we're on page. So, when it's in our last game, who was captain of the team and a senior player. Mobile, I don't call him team coach. Good one.
Adi Badako.
When I perform team you say no man bet as a captain, any boys akasa and yeah, sure be as like any man be
Question is simple. I'm not rich.
Lamptey, I'm saying I would say coaching class I have to go na. See, they come here and say senior players are all part of side captain. What the coaching shop? And in class I know even. Or what the new shop? The coach kind. And then now, oh yeah, as team and Comodian last time is sad and lad. And yani, Comodian is a candidate and said they are GDR coach previously now. This time they say now, especially senior players.
Okay, say okay say it didn't hear my me share no nya dwen. Yenye didn't hear because say share last 2 seasons na. Yenya for Tom I can say yenya a little bit easy. But not easy because can first have share back to back. I was say that time we stadium mom tutu mama kuma. Then the jana be share me ase. Nti yenya easy sir. Sir, nti they them dig can yeah sure mo no be sir. Yeah, chance yakasa. That's
Great. For the coach, I can work up here. I remember very well saying that we could Chelsea. We feel so myself on the court. So three you are.
okay.
Mostly, yeah, they do her unaware. Not players when you find yourself somewhere. That they need thing. Know what to do though. And it took 1 month. I just said one sound. It was an early drink and this is the table. I can't let one move so go any power. Then he called me and he was please come around. Said, why would you come and sit at such a place? So please, coach Nick can obey you, but at least in your own small way, try and also listen to it. Like the work and if you cannot be not of one out, don't feel any opinion my mouth. So you can also save yourself the embarrassment and you see at that we also grab what. So please give yourself a little bit more by yourself.
Please, there's too much noise.
Last week, how are you? Maybe I can carry about the young players now. They are players, and of course, they know why they chose that. Kind of saying, some very bubble. Say, of course, when I say a killer one, it could be their disastrous end, and it's dangerous. On Sunday, me I guess personally, me real say coach did the birthday. Now, end of the game, you now pack over and say you who, and you're happy birthday. Please, it wasn't a pleasant birthday present at all. And the more other players, especially, see, they were the senior players. And Kalano, a dear common among was Asante Kotoko. So, we senior player who are coming to meet you and if you want to and I collect it so me, I'm not free. I mean, honor they never quite. And one casano, that motivation, first a coach and Cassandra, supporters, I need one casano, more pray, I in your lives, and that will transcend every perfect. Players now you're going to contact opponent. That's almost a chance about one. They should rather prove the supporters wrong. No one just will make any questions supporters next. Thank you.
Coaching Qatar was saying some of the senior players in what training grounds are. Any player also me remove his own among Kofu Finchi, on tired, especially media. Let's also acquire to move to say, is it fine in any other? If you want to make sure that you coach in your own, no way you see a coaching with my selection because your players will take that. If this were bra, who will be our chair, or voice soon cry. A Kobasana, the fancy for no money, said, coach, you need that is there. You are just for example, you coach in your way, the way to see it and so be it. sɛ wɔyɛ senior players deɛ wokɔ a senior players nyɛ ne tom mu sɛ fans n'ani abere nti wɔn keka wɔn ho sɛ yɛ coach no ɛbɛselect wɔn na kɔtɔkɔwie na ba ne sɛ ɛmu ɔwɛ ne youtube kɔ etwa mu.
I think sir, you're more kind now. Now, a question, and then yes, but it's only but I can't go there for which I said, what did you say? If I say, microphone says, okay, support is new. You don't talk about you. And then I'll catch you, say, Cranshaban or Lima, say, if you cross and see you, say, Kotoko both you so more. Omungongo whom you know, will be up my father language. That's all my Kotoko fans.
Okay, the tenant said, you know, that fans no material, and the business here and Shalanga because all party and I said, do Yama, yeah, because Mekai, Namete, Emena, Mikoto, Vena, and so semi coffee. How probably women. I think no best 6 age of at the age of 60. I think Salamti, I'm Jinson from Kojal. And so wow. It's mean more bar. Or more material. Now, me must my the American say, so about Kotoko any losing team. Yeah, you catch players now. Kotoko. Udi second compare on your idea. Into the more catch supporters and say, almost one support here. Because say, almost kind why intimidation. So many home my intimidation. Into almost one support here. And Messa can be a cracker. Almost some more young ones away. And who knew in Nano. Am I right? Am I the compound don't also robot compound wire. Although a professional I choose who because me say we who I mean I find be a normal America because I'll share a normal film I mean that's what it was system when easy. It's in a ceremony Munkos one support here. Munkos one support here. Now you do him you better things around. That's it.
Last one now. Coach can be said family meeting. To stress unity. You know, maybe why I was all man about one thing. And then watch church and maybe to be a competent in the Asaka, maybe it's a second oh, say no. Say you know, sir, you can't and I said, you say, you want Casa as a player. And the GA said, money supporters in the family meeting, family and also anyone want Casa. Probably one now, catch their one, you know. Yes, catch our volunteer be the man at home for what as well. Say, and yes, say, I was said, the cost of Pujama was a question, was a probably more players, no, and now be more what, which means here free supporters and all management or not, and people to be at one year one or not.
Okay, problem being and it has and tell the coach kind of increase chances. Increase chances into yeah, social media anyway now. Everybody saying to me goes and the shows us goes and starts saying about you don't remember the more kind of problem being
Nartey, and here can I say one issues a book team any players are all which is anti was here for you already show me about only SHS students. But on the board of said it. Sasa Granny Papa chain. I that's here see Papa must be. That I don't know a school I'm a school for same like a woman baby. And the assurance that must support us against some others.
Okay, said the master man if you don't I know some because you know one, especially when you say you know support us in the ball. I say, you support us. I know my band for believe your customer group pension. If I try to say, it is in young because so called stadium, especially ball by our say, no, but anticipate stadium. One team here, the Opus Olimbo. So it's in young.
Oh, my cousin, I want to ask my cousin. I said, my emotion, yes. Yes. Yeah, because say you share, you give bonus. And say share maybe you know what I say. Yes.
Right, so I think thank you for the questions. Coach will give a few final words, then Imas one, then Anna will give us the final words and we'll be out of here. So Coach.
Yo, Lady Kaino, Bedamase, I said Damase, a war. Akwanya say about the Amaya, ya church and Yabem. Now, Midi say, Yakoya, Niama be pre over a best Ama, Niama, a Sinaquin, near Mestre, and they say, Ya fancy beer, and I'm lifestyle near Maya, noble journalist, the same, and your noble supporters. And I'm near course with tea, what they are better to social media, my own. Say, you ain't so at him penny for no. And fancy men share a directing and say, young far him ready and to tuna queen. A bit say, yeah, every moment time I saw one Danny at the Namuntia, Mr. Mamma Congo, I say, on your mufra, and you treat you, sir. Because when you say meeting Abasa, somebody can say, oh, we know a professional place, but said, I mean, you're not. My brother, what's your name again? Solo. Obisa last time and there was answer Bisa. See, the Amoma Quanyana, I treat you as professional players. But one casa and I'm what they are dancing island. Abba. It said, now on air, I high and to us, not just a young casa. We don't deserve to be at where we are, and I yes, sanity. And yes, Remwa say, moving forward, and what to say, you didn't see be out to acquaint, said your bear, the veteran players. I'm money every few more in Sabeka, yet to 2 months extra more. Montaye na 18 years and money room. Right. The gentleman somebody spoke about, I think I have to say this before we leave here because it's something there. You spoke about Blay, you also spoke. Yeah. Blay has a medical concern. Blay is injured. Blay is injured. And it is the medical team that is managing the situation. It's no work. I know one noble person who is seated here and a friend and we didn't come on. That day, Kramini didn't come on. He was surprised. I said, coach, minimum 70 we didn't come on. And I'm sure minimum status. And I mean, saying I'm no come no correct. And the carbon ten cry a problem because the boy himself is aware. He has a medical problem at the knee. So if you see him running, you see him limping, he has a problem. And the more he exerts a lot of energy, the more he feels the pain. And the medical team is dealing with it. It's all about a treatment plan. We try to look at possible surgeries, but surgery, yeah, still. I say group I think say Mobama Dr. Chumesi medical team the opportunity to explain this. They can explain it better, maybe on our platform. And all that he has to do is to make sure say follow a particular treatment plan. For instance, according to the medical team, I mean today is today, so we need to talk. According to the medical team, he needs to go to the gym to build the muscles around the knee so that it will hold it. Emma, Dr. Nukra can say Ronaldo even suffer from side, but because of follow treatment plan in the some muscle, the muscles are well built and they are strong to hold him. And it's all about the player following the treatment plan. Because if you don't follow the treatment plan, if you are pain, you will cut off kakra, but with time, so basically, that is it, as far as his situation is concerned. And no coach would want to put in a player who is injured. I'm sure, he tells me, coach, I can play. That's what he says. But if you look at him, it's not what is supposed to be. I told Blay something one day. The catcher said, Blay, So we are fit, you represent 3 players. And when the senior players came, I told them, when Blake is fit, if not for Blake, say boy injured, Blake represent 3 players on the field. When he's playing as a pivot, a defensive midfielder, he can play there, play on the right, play on the left. And for those of you who don't know and who think that the coach doesn't like Blake, and I play with him. For the medical team, his situation doesn't permit him to be part of the team. And I've said it, and I've said it today. And if the medical doctor comes here, he will tell you exactly what I'm telling you. His situation does not permit him. But I thought, say, with treatment and what have you, I was the only odd one out. Yes. Will be on any area, a medical doctor, no catch us see. But I pleaded that he should go through the treatment plan, said the beja with time, maybe I be permitting Amanai. The rest is up to the individual to do it. So for instance, he's supposed to train once with a team, you're training 2 times. If you are morning or call gym, knock up the muscles now. And your gym on so you can't near into any type of training or the man. And no, about the training. That is how it is. So the rest is self-discipline. I educated them on 2 things: self-discipline and self-imposed discipline. Self-imposed discipline is where you know you are supposed to do something, but you don't do it, but you are always told to do it. That is self-imposed discipline. Gentlemen, I do a lot of education with them. Self-discipline, you know you are supposed to do this. So when you wake up, nobody tells you, you go and do it. That's self-discipline. But you know you are supposed to do this, but you expect your coach to monitor you. That is self-imposed discipline. So if the coach is not there, you don't do the right things. So the rest is up to the gentleman to follow the treatment plan. So on the issue of me, I've always liked him. And when he came, I've never tweeted on any player on my Twitter page before. But go back to my Twitter page. When Blee came to Kotoko, I tweeted about him. So what is it about? Coach doesn't like Blee and all that. Today, you know I've told you the truth. So all those who said all the things that you said, you see your stance now. You see where you are. So please, if you don't know, let's ask. But as I said, I believe myself. Well, I'm not a talkative type on the media space. So if you are looking for information and it's not coming, you also think of something and then you say it. So on the issue of Blee, that is it. Let's all support him as a young, fine player. As I said, if Blee is fit, he's like 3 players on the field. He covers the right side, which is the right back. He covers the left side, and then he plays very well as a DM. So that is the issue about him. With respect to the team, I think say Niamaya no Yeniaso. That was say modern Yamabi and I Mukra Modia Abetua Bonte Amayu na Yasu. And we did say, and I'm some of the Betua Bonte in a senior players. Men put the Namada or one of my friend who could ever say about so mobile no one can say Yamabi and also social media. And see a campaign they beat me up so Eddie and once a senior players now by I'm a you didn't come on, you know, Mancasa so I could share the rest of the team and you didn't come on. Tuesday morning, you buy 1 hour meeting before I started training. I will born your muscle, or more, or man, your year, I see human, or my I saw more render apology, or more apologize here. If you and I can't say Sabuku, a yes, I should bind that down, Sabuku, Yatu, and they are 12 pronounce. They say Yakuto book for fraud, which is a new book, we open a new page with a brand new attitude. A brand new attitude of a new tie that has a lot of air in it that can move us to our destination. So I want to assure you, sir, as a family, what I mean by as a technical team, as a playing body, meeting, it will say, Neocom, it is not the best. And we have to change the way we behave. I even asked them, is that about my training content? Is that about my training methods? He said, no, it has nothing to do about it. Niaman Kitty do a meeting also. They thought I should also do it in a different way. when they said it, I accepted, and I also promised them that I will change from it. Today is a meeting, so we need to so they also told me things that they think I should do it the other way around, which I promised them that I'll do it. And I even had a meeting with my technical team. I told them this is what the players said. So guys, sometimes you are my mirror. So if I'm doing this, this is what they are saying. So you be there and be prompting me so that I will get things done at the right time, at the right place. So we are together as a team. We are only down, we are not out. I want to assure you that we'll put up a new behavior in terms of our lifestyle. We can't be here because in our team, it shouldn't be only the players. We put up a new behavior, we put up a new attitude. Our commitment, our determination, everything will have to be tripled to be able to lift the team from where it is. So we thank you all. And to our supporters, as I said, medical my example back, okay, the person of my baby, we say a chance, or said, the way I did it by next one, and I said, or Jen also would deny you, but no meaning, said a bear, and man, or yes, so one, Umunyabutре, and my place. Once the chances are coming, one day, the gates will be open and the balls will enter the net, and we'll all be happy. Thank you for our attention, and thank you for having time with us. We are grateful.
Well, my final words would be that, as I said, we all agree that we have very young players in the team. Around lots of like 15, 16, and 17-year-old boys. Yes, training supporters, no. Says training old players also. I feel that some of them should take it upon themselves once in a while. They find a way to talk to these boys and try to tell them so many things about the culture of the team. And one person I'll single out for praise, Amos Frimpong. Amos is doing so well. He's a former captain of the team. He follows everything happening. He makes time to talk to some of these boys. I mean, it's not easy. He himself is not getting it easy. How more them? They are very young. And we show your last match, a boy, ball right back, Prince Adesa, 15-year-old boy. We brought him in for the youth team. We do not register him into a senior, we say. And boy, you could see that the boy was technically and tactically good. But what he said, he needed someone to give him the confidence on the field to play. And if these senior players are not able to do that, if they are old players who once in a while try and reach out to these boys and talk to them, but rather if they are sometimes say if they are old players, you can't be weak, then rather what lambasting them and all those things, it becomes problematic. That's what right can be. Say when Kotoko and Ogum came to Kotoko and all that, they were very young when they were playing and all those things. And in football, you can conduct your independent research. No player has blossomed at the age of 25. Players are winning in a if they will come out, they are 18, 19. Ronaldo more, all of them. I know Barcelona Luzu and Shakhtar. Look at the players who played for Barcelona. It is because they have a project into they have a project they are building. Barcelona has always done that. And then they find a way to come up. What we need now is the total support and commitment. I don't just say because the brand is a supporter, say my commitment is the boys almost so I would encourage your former players, especially one who call retirement like Amos and Co. They should find a way to even adopt some of these boys and can't say go and pay anything for them. I have said that we are not even doing enough for them. 15-year-olds and all that. We should have programs for them, education, blah blah for them. We don't do all those things. So in the absence of ABR, me giving them a teacher at their apartment and all those things, who old player or whatever, it is your duty to what? Try and reach out to them to help them to grow. And that's how they do not understand the culture of Kotoko. They do not understand what we do here at Kotoko and all that. And for to you, the media, honestly speaking, I'm so overwhelmed. And the Bompire said is here and will propagate that. It is my hope that we'll meet regularly, not to meet when things are not well. But Nartey now, the chair, your friends have been possible. We are hoping that at the end of the season, he will be now better my signing party.
That's
right.
Thank you. That's all, Pam.
You better must sorry, said me late. And you could it was free to hold it. See, I come because me at us. It was a miracle. You better win now, must say. You better support us. And me, I'm paying for.
I don't know.
A football would you my in your son?
I don't know.
Yes, you do trust me when you say the chair. Yes, Ramo. Some of Mamma Boom. Bonko son tired. Yes, who come up him a pepper. One fast as soon so no and tired. And yes, and then you lose soon tea any year. Send your coach nay. Which one as my assurance? Saturday na yes, stress supporters me na one fantasy. I'm why when you buy any hope into your strum and don't need the remedy back home. Master said, a foot will be a modiama beer, the Acabia, the Egyptian one, the Diama beer. One thing I suppose my yes, with your most catcher and also yes, you ever say, yeah, young word to one. Yes, you ever show for you, but young word to one. Meaning, and they said you could do try to know. Say, what to say, Yashisha Brady, I'm or more camp on them now. Man and man, and young one. Only a penny for Obia didn't also. And so, and maybe one more say, yes, we be a nice for. You can be rich and see the business that I must say. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate you guys. Like Ima said, we'll try and make this regular occurrence throughout the season. Thank you once again.